Welcome back to another episode of Raw Thoughts, Me, Myself and AI, where I talk with ChatGPT about my life, where it's gone wrong, where it could have gone better, traumas, dating, my relationships, how I just function and think. So, episode 4, dating, not exclusively, freedom or avoidance. Men love to say that they're just dating around, not exclusive, like it's freedom, it's exploration. But if we're being honest, is it really freedom or just emotional hiding? Because sometimes casual dating isn't about meeting new people, it's about avoiding intimacy with ourselves. What do we really mean by not exclusive? Why do men call it freedom when it often looks like fear in disguise? To me, it's freedom in a prison. And if prison's the dating scene, I would like freedom in it. I don't want to be attached to anyone. It's not fear. I'm not fearing being attached to anyone. I just don't want to be attached to anyone. And it's okay to be, you're allowed to be single. You're allowed to be single. And I don't think men are allowed to be as single as they want to be anymore. Like back in the day, you could be as single as you wanted to. If you wasn't together, you wasn't together. Now, if you have a conversation with someone, you're attached to them, and that's ridiculous. You don't belong to anyone. Why do we say I'm not ready for a relationship? Are we protecting our time or protecting our wounds? I think it's more protecting our wounds, and I think that's a good thing. If you're not ready for a relationship and you've said it, then what more are you supposed to do? Because the other person is now taking it upon themselves to feel like they can change that. It's not for them to change, it's for the person to change that said it. I'm not ready for a relationship. There's nothing anyone could tell me that's going to make me ready for a relationship till I'm ready for one. So protecting our time, nah, I don't think it's the time thing, but I'm only speaking for myself here. Why do we label it casual when we still crave consistency behind closed doors? It's casual because there's no strings attached, in that sense that you don't belong emotionally to anyone, because physically you belong to nobody. But we crave consistency because you still want that feeling without the pressure or the title, because that's all it is just no title. Why does not exclusive feel more like keeping escape routes open than truly being free? Because exclusive is just a term. It doesn't stop anything. Neither does boyfriend, girlfriend, and neither does husband, wife. So people are wanting exclusive just so they feel better about themselves, not because it does anything or changes anything. And calling yourself exclusive with someone when you're still dating is nonsense, because you're not exclusive then. You might as well just be boyfriend and girlfriend at that point instead of being exclusive, because exclusive is just a crap title. Nearly 50% of US adults say they've had situationships in the past year. Casual dating is now the norm, not the exception. I wonder what the UK would be. Is casual dating exploration or avoidance? Why do men hide behind exploration? Are we really discovering people or just avoiding ourselves? I think it's discovering people. I don't think I'm avoiding myself. I avoid myself when it comes to going past the casual dating side of it, but not during it. I'm probably more discovering more about you and trying to figure out if it's someone I can tolerate and I can be with, more so than the other way around. So I think it's more discovering people than anything else. Why does dating multiple women at once feel powerful? Is it curiosity or is it just fear of being vulnerable with one? It's definitely curiosity, and it's definitely they all probably have their kind of like their strong points. Not all has one, and I think that's where it becomes techie, because you're seeking those highs from each individual person, because they all have their own high and they all bring out a different side of you and blah blah blah. So I think the curiosity on that one really spikes high. Why do we call it exploration when half the time we're repeating the same shallow scripts with different faces? That's the game. The game's the game, and it happens both ways. You go on a date, you do the small talk. That's why I don't do dates, because the small talk is boring. I'll ask you questions that you probably won't even have heard before, which then is a problem in itself, because then you're like, oh, he's different. Realistically, I'm not. Realistically, I am the same as every other person. I just probably packaged it different, but it's the same stuff, and it's the same outcome. I'm no different, no better than someone else. I'm just a normal person, and with my own trauma and all of this stuff. So it's difficult, this one, I think. Why is it easier to cycle through people than to confront what intimacy demands of us? Because there's no emotional trauma when you know what you're in dating for. So if you're in dating and you know it's just going to be a temporary thing, then it's just easier to just pass through, in for a season and out again. And confronting what intimacy demands of us means you're having to be a bit more emotional with that person. And again, this doesn't make it okay. This is just me saying it as it is. And I don't want to be intimate with everyone. I don't want everyone to have that piece of me. If I want to be intimate with someone, it's someone I really want to be serious with, and take serious. So I don't care what you think. If we've not been intimate, or he's this, he's that, or he comes across as a fuckboy, or rah, cool. But that's your opinion. That doesn't make it fact. So when I am intimate or vulnerable or whatever, it's only ever been with people that I see more in them than what they even know of and they think of. So here's a stat. Research shows insecurely attached adults are more likely to prefer casual relationships. Avoidant attachment in particular predicts higher interest in non-exclusive dating. Hi. That's my attachment. If you look back in the previous episode, that's my attachment style. So non-exclusive dating is because I'm avoiding that side of things. I don't want it because I haven't worked through it and I haven't changed my attachment style yet to a more secure one. The double standard. Why do men glorify themselves for dating multiple women but shame women who date multiple men? I don't. As I said, the game's a game. I just don't want to know about it. That's the difference. Like I know a couple females that will use the term outside, and they'll have dates with multiple men and whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, what do you want to do? They have their needs too. They have their attachment styles too. They're just me in a different form. Like, I can't be mad at them. It just wouldn't be someone I'm messing around with, because I don't think I could handle hearing that. And that's the thing. I don't think people can handle hearing it. They probably know it happens, but they just don't want to know the reality of it. Why do we call women hoes for the same behavior that gets men praised as players? Reality is, if you deem someone a woman a hoe, I tell you now, she's probably one of the coolest people you ever meet. Secondly, I don't know any man that gets praised as a player. I don't know about praising, because more time, if I'm doing something, I'm doing it in the dark and no one really knows about it, because I don't need validation from anyone else if I'm seeing multiple people or whatever. So, and it goes back to the analogy of man being the foot, women being the shoe. One foot can go in many shoes, one shoe can't go on many feet. That's why I think society does brands it that way, because they want women to be more pure, I think. And pure's not even a nice word. Why do men pretend they're cool with non-exclusivity until they catch feelings and want ownership? Yeah, that's crazy. Like, ownership is wild. You, as a man, you don't own no woman at all. She can do what she wants whenever she wants. Just because you've now caught feelings, welcome to the game, my friend. she caught feelings probably before you, and then you started to act all iffy. Now you're in it and she's acting iffy. You can't handle it. It's not how the game works. You have to be able to play 5 at the back, 3 at the back, 4 at the back. If you got to go all out on attack, if they're attacking, sometimes the best time is to attack. But you need to understand these things early. You making rash decisions in game, and your in-game management goes, you'll lose the game. You'll lose the game. Do not lose the game for someone you actually want because you was trying to play a low block. Don't work like that. Why is a double standard really just fear of losing control? Because men love control. Men love to have control, and when they fear they're losing it, best way to do it is tarnish and to regain control. A survey found 74% of men admit to judging women negatively for casual sex, while the same men report 65 to 70% participation in casual sex themselves. Hypocrisy is baked in. Now, unless these men are sleeping with men, how are they not expecting the women's numbers to be high? Because if they're having casual sex, what is the woman doing? You can't be a hypocrite in this scenario because you need the woman for you to have casual sex. Otherwise, then just say you're gay, and that's fine. But you can't then blame women for you being gay. That's your choice. Emotional fallout of non-exclusive dating. Why do men act like casual sex leaves no scars when biology shows oxytocin still bonds us whether we want it or not? I used to believe this leaves no scars because I used to be on the whole thing of we're not in a relationship and rah rah rah. But women attach themselves a lot quicker than men do, and that's scientifically proven. And as it says, the bond is made, and over time, the more you do it, the stronger it gets. Even if it's just sex, you never do anything else. You can really hurt and damage someone because of how they've made it feel. If you've been honest with them from the start and said, look, we're not exclusive and rah rah rah, cool, then you have an escape clause. Doesn't mean you haven't left any scars, but you have an escape clause because you was honest from the start. Why do we act like no one catches feelings when everyone secretly hopes the other person does? Yeah, because you want to feel wanted, man. Like, who doesn't want to feel wanted? If someone else has caught feelings, it's a nice feeling to feel like, wow, that person really fucks with me, or that person loves me, or that person desires me, they really want me. Like, that's a banging feeling. But you can't deny that it's happened when it's happened, and then be mad that it's happened because it happened. That's a stupid way of looking at it. Why does keeping it casual often lead to resentment? Is it dishonesty or just unmet expectations where we never admit it out loud? It's unmet expectations because you've been casual for so long and you thought this would go into something and it never did, and you expected it to, and then it was never met, and then it starts getting a bit techie, and that's where things go sour. And then you start to resent each other. Even though you had a nice thing going on, there's always one. Always. Why is casual dating sold as light and fun when so many walk away heavier than when they started? Because they wasn't expecting emotions. It's that Stockholm syndrome. You fall in love with your captor. And as much as casual dating is, if you see someone more than once, it's not casual dating anymore. It may be casual sex, but if you're casual dating, i.e. just hanging out, and that's the thing, if you're doing stuff like hanging out and going for food and going these places, you're asking for trouble because you are creating an environment where this person is always around in things other than just sex. And then if it's just other than sex, then you might as well be in a relationship at that point. Little stat drop. Men report orgasm satisfaction in hookups 80% of the time, while women report 40%. Even in no strings context, the emotional cost isn't equal. Yeah, most time men are making women have orgasms. This is known fact. Men don't know what they're doing more times until they hit 25 plus. So that's, if the average 18-year-old sex, that's 7 years of not knowing what you're doing. So What do you think? You're gonna go onto a new playing surface with new boots, thinking you're just gonna have the greatest game of your life? No, you're gonna get blisters and shit, and it's not gonna be a comfortable game, and you're not gonna play the best. You're gonna get pre-match nerves and all of these things because you're not used to it. Oxytocin released during sex creates bonding regardless of intention. Neuroscience research shows our biology doesn't obey the casual label. Of course it doesn't. It doesn't care for what we as society thinks of casual. It just works off of chemistry. The real question: freedom or fear? Why do men call it freedom when it's actually fear of rejection dressed up as choice? Is it fear of rejection? Do I feel fear of rejection when I want freedom? No. Again, I want freedom because I don't want to be with that person. If someone came along that I wanted to be with, would I then buck up my ideas? Yes, but also at the same time, no, because I still have things I have to work through. So freedom is just really, for me, freedom. I just don't want to be tied to anyone. I don't mind seeing people, but I don't want to be tied to anyone. Why do we avoid exclusivity? Are we scared of being trapped or scared of being truly seen? Probably scared of being truly seen on my side, because I'm not used to it and I'm not sure I'm happy with myself. So do I really want to be truly seen, or do I want to just keep the projection that I have of myself up for you to see, and then behind it I'm just dealing with how things really are, because then I don't have to go that deep. I think that might be more me. Why not admit casual dating is often just avoidance and freedom isn't about more partners, it's about facing yourself alone? Yeah, I agree with that. Freedom isn't about more partners. It could be one, could be 100. I'm not thinking about that. But sometimes I don't want to be facing my problems. Well, I didn't used to want to be facing my problems. Now I'm more open to it, i.e. this podcast. So yeah, I can agree with that from the start. Why does exclusivity feel like losing freedom when maybe it's the first step toward authentic intimacy? Maybe it is, and maybe I should. But if I don't feel ready, then maybe I shouldn't. Would I ever feel ready? Does anyone ever feel ready? That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I should just do it. But then I don't think I can, because I'd still need to work through some of the processes that I need to get through. And I think once I change my attachment style, then yeah, I think I'll be ready. Stat drop. In surveys, people in non-exclusive relationships report lower satisfaction and higher anxiety compared to secured, committed couples. Exploration often feels like more emptiness than freedom. Maybe casual dating isn't wrong. But if we're honest, most of the time it's not about exploration. It's about escape. And if you're always running, freedom isn't what you found, it's what you've been avoiding. Yeah, I would say I'm fully trying to... If I'm chasing freedom and I'm not free, what am I running from? And is freedom running from me, or am I chasing something else? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm probably avoiding more than I am wanting freedom, and I'm probably avoiding more real substance in a relationship than I realize, because I just don't feel like maybe I want it, or I deserve it, or I can give it to that person. Like, what's that Drake line? I still got some love deep inside of me. Like, please drag it out of me. Yeah, that's in me, but I just don't know how to get it out. And that's probably what I'm avoiding, because then that's the real work, and that's the real person that will meet that. And then if I give that risk of it's not them that I want, and I've done all of that, but I can't think like that at the same time. But yeah, that was another episode of Raw Thoughts, me, myself, and AI. I'll catch you on the next one. How goes I still got some love deep inside of me.